The funeral had already ended, the priest had spoken the final prayer, the coffin was sealed. And everyone was ready to leave, but one thing kept the cemetery from going silent. A German shepherd named Rex. For 3 straight days, he refused to leave the coffin. He barked, scratched, and howled in a way no one had ever heard before. People thought the dog was simply heartbroken, but when the cemetery workers finally opened the coffin, what they found inside made everyone freeze. 3 days earlier, the small town of Oak Ridge had gathered to say goodbye to Daniel Carter, a quiet man who lived at the edge of town. Daniel wasn't famous, he wasn't rich, but everyone knew one thing about him. He loved his dog more than anything in the world. Rex was a German shepherd with deep amber eyes and a calm, protective presence. Daniel had rescued him as a puppy after finding him abandoned near a forest road. From that day on, the two were inseparable. Every morning, Daniel would walk Rex through the same quiet streets. Children would run up to pet him, neighbors would wave, and Rex always stayed close to Daniel, like a silent guardian. But what most people didn't know was that Rex wasn't just a pet. He was Daniel's family, and Rex seemed to understand that. He slept beside Daniel's bed every night. If Daniel sat on the porch, Rex sat beside him. If Daniel worked in the yard, Rex watched the street like a soldier standing guard. There was something about their bond that felt deeper than words, almost like Rex believed protecting Daniel was his purpose, and maybe it was. One cold autumn morning, Daniel didn't show up for his usual walk. At first, no one noticed, but Rex did. He waited by the door for hours, he paced, he whined softly. By the afternoon, neighbors grew concerned. When they finally entered Daniel's house, they found him lying on the living room floor, still, unmoving. The paramedics arrived quickly, but it was already too late. Daniel Carter was gone. The town was shocked. 2 days later, the town gathered at the cemetery. The wooden coffin rested beneath a large oak tree. Family members cried quietly, friends placed flowers. The priest spoke gently about Daniel's kind heart, but Rex sat beside the coffin the entire time, completely still, watching, listening. When the ceremony ended, something strange happened. As workers began lowering the coffin into the ground, Rex suddenly jumped forward. He started barking, not a normal bark, it was sharp.
Hey, come on boy, let's go. Alright, easy now. Time to leave.
He clawed at the coffin, howled loudly. The cemetery workers had to pull him back. People assumed the dog was grieving, after all. Dogs mourn too, but Rex didn't stop. Even after everyone left, even after the cemetery gates closed, Rex stayed there, barking at the coffin. The next morning, a cemetery worker arrived early, and there was Rex, still there, still barking, still scratching at the ground above the coffin. The worker tried to guide him away, but Rex refused to move. He growled softly, then returned to the exact same spot. It was as if he was trying to tell them something, but no one understood what. Word spread quickly through town, Daniel's dog won't leave the grave. That's when the officer said something that made everyone pause. Open the coffin. The workers began digging carefully. Rex stood a few feet away, watching every movement, his tail stiff, his eyes locked on the grave. The coffin was finally lifted from the ground. Everyone stepped back. The lid was unsealed slowly. Silence filled the cemetery. Then the lid opened, and suddenly, someone gasped. Inside the coffin, Daniel Carter's chest moved, just slightly, but enough to see. He was breathing. Within seconds, the calm cemetery turned into chaos. Paramedics were called immediately. Daniel had been in a deep medical state known as catalepsy, a rare condition that can make a person appear completely lifeless. His heartbeat had been too faint to detect.
Easy boy. He's in good hands.
His breathing almost impossible to notice, but he wasn't dead. He had been alive the entire time, and Rex knew it. After several tense hours, Daniel opened his eyes. 3 days later, Daniel finally returned home. The first thing he asked was one simple question: "Where's Rex?" The moment Rex saw him step through the door, the German Shepherd froze. For a second, Rex sprinted across the room and jumped onto Daniel, tail wagging wildly, whining, licking his face. The room filled with laughter and tears. The dog that had refused to leave the grave had saved his owner's life. The story spread quickly across the town, and soon, far beyond it, people called Rex a hero, but Daniel simply smiled and said something that stayed with everyone who heard it: dogs don't need words to tell the truth. Rex didn't understand medical conditions, he didn't understand funerals, but he understood one thing perfectly: Daniel was still there, still alive, and Rex wasn't going to let the world bury him. Sometimes, the purest loyalty doesn't come from people, it comes from the silent guardian who sits beside us every day, the one who watches, waits, protects, and when everyone else gives up, refuses to walk away, because for a dog, love isn't complicated, it's simple: stay, protect, never leave. And Rex proved something the world should never forget: sometimes the only voice telling the truth is the one that never stops barking. If Rex's story touched your heart, take a moment to show this brave and loyal German Shepherd some love. Stories like this remind us how powerful a dog's loyalty and instinct can be. If this rescue story moved you, please hit the like button so more people can discover Rex's incredible story. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think how Rex knew his owner was still alive? Your opinion matters, and we'd love to hear what you felt while watching this story. And if you believe dogs truly are humanity's most loyal companions, subscribe to DogBreedTV and join our growing community for more powerful, emotional, and unforgettable dog stories just like this one.